now.
So when they come through,
Right.
I'll just encourage them to speak and let them speak, and then I'll go around everybody and get them to ask you questions, your guide questions. Yeah.
Aye, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. bear with us.
Welcome.
Always at the beginning, it is a little battle. For, as you are aware, this one is still learning, and this one's mind still wants to always be present. So for a few moments at the beginning, it's always a slight battle for us. But when we get into a flow, we manage to move him. This is the thing when you work with Capricorns, stubborn ram.
You're very welcome.
So I suppose you are all waiting for some words of inspiration and some guidance and some knowledge. I suggest you buy a book.
We'd love to hear your words tonight. You're wonderful.
Trust is a paramount part of each and every one of your development. Trust is key and fundamental for your journey when you are working with the Great Spirit. And trust is the fine line between accomplishing what it is you wish to achieve and not. But you see, we are always present, we are always there, we are always with you. Even in the times when you feel you are most lonely, that is when we are at our closest to you. In your darkest hours, that is when we bring the greatest light around you. It is the time when you are sad, when you are in grieving, when you are lost. In these times, that is when we are closest to you. This is the time when we work harder with you. We are constantly guiding you. We are all the time trying to show you the way upon your path of life. Every day, every moment within your physical existence, the light of spirit is always present. It is always enlightening the path of the road ahead of you. Even in your darkest hour, the spirit world will always be there for you. We know and we see many of you in times when life brings you to your knees and you beg and you pray and you say your words to us, begging for help, begging for guidance. But in the times of stress, you forget that that guidance is already present within you. You see, we know and we understand the times when you are at your most stressful. But you see, sometimes when you are at the times where you feel most stressed and most out of the comfort zone you feel you should be in, is the time when you succeed. It is the time when you prevail. It is the time you accomplish the missions that you never thought you could accomplish. For each and every one of you now are embarking upon a new journey, a new chapter within your lives. Although each and every one of you is slightly independent, but at the same time you are connected. You are still at one with one another, even though you embark upon your own individual journeys. But collectively, consciously, you are still one, and you still walk together within your path side by side, even though at times in the physical moments you're not present with each other. But you are still there with one another in mind, in spirit, in consciousness, in vibration and frequency. There is no separation from your world and mine. The difference between the two is just simply perspective. It is how you perceive things. But your world is more of a thought world than most of you are currently aware. Your world is controlled by the thoughts that you project. The thoughts that you project into the etheric, within the cosmic domain. Your thoughts are real, your thoughts are energy. Your thoughts manifest into what it is you focus upon. The more you focus, the quicker at times that manifestation shall come. We know it is time for humanity at present, that it is a challenging road. But you see, your world right now is embarking upon great change. The only way you are all going to continue this journey of life is if you all work together in oneness of heart and mind. Each and every one of you must learn to come together in compassion and understanding. Each and every one of you must learn to be humble, must learn to work through the heart space that the great Creator gave you. That pulsing receptor of energy, that heart within you is a very powerful tool. That is the tool that it keeps you in your physical domain at the present. That pulsing beat, that energy that is present within you is what makes you feel you are alive now. But you are all aware there is no such thing as death. Life is a continuous cycle of continuous learning, continuous experiences, and continuous growth of expansion and great awareness. For in times when you want to expand the mind and your consciousness, ignorance shall not be present. For ignorance is the blinkers to your pathway. Ignorance is what blinds humanity from the truth. Ignorance is what blinds humanity from what you all are. You are all a spiritual being of light. You are all a multi-dimensional conscious being. Although you may be present, or you feel you are present within this current reality now, but there are elements of your soul that are embarking upon journeys within other dimensions, other realities, and on other life forms in other parts of your universe and other galaxies. You, each and every one of you, are far more greater than you are aware of. For you are only aware of the current awareness you are in now, that current alpha state, that awakened state. But your soul is multifaceted, and there is elements of your soul embarking upon its own journey for your oversoul to grow and further understand. You are a representation of one element or one part of your soul, and then there is other parts of your soul that is dealing and experiencing their own reality or its own reality, and it is embarking upon its own lessons and its own journey of understanding. And when the time comes, you come back to my world, you become one again in that awareness of what you are, and all that knowledge and awareness becomes part of you again, of the whole. And that force and that knowledge and that awareness collates together and forms the overall understanding of everything that you have learned. You are all now here upon your earthly plane, embarking upon your journey of life to gather further understanding that is part of your soul contract. Each experience that you embrace and each moment you embrace within your physical domain is all part of your growth. Each experience, each situation that you face and challenge is more of a test rather than just a part of life. Because when you venture from out of this environment you are in at the moment, and you leave your homes and you embark upon a new connection with a new soul, the test within you is how you approach that being, how you address that being, and how you treat that being. And vice versa, they are also doing the same. Your life is the school of your soul. The solar system and galaxies are the universities of the soul. Each part of your solar systems have planets and environments and realities that allow you to face totally different realities depending upon what it is your soul needs to understand. The soul only wants to understand. The soul's purpose is to expand in awareness and knowledge, and of course, and coming to the understanding and the clarity of the overall truth of all that is. But in your current point of awareness, you can't be aware of all that is, but you can be a part of the all that is aware. In this moment you are in right now, it's not quite possible for the human mind to grasp everything that is available to your soul and your consciousness. The mind simply cannot comprehend the vast experiences and the vast growth that the soul goes through. Each and every one of you is embarked upon multiple journeys within the time that your soul has existed. And again, this goes beyond the capabilities of the human mind also to understand. The essence and the energy of you is billions of years old. The essence and the awareness of you is older than the planet you live upon, because you were a part of the source before your earth was even created. You were life forms within the great etheric before you become shape forms of souls. You were thought forms, and you were schools of fish embarking upon the vast environment of consciousness in search of new experiences. And there came a time when you embarked upon this planet, and over time you progressed as you see humanity is today, in the 3D physical form that you see within the mirrors of your existence. For what you see through your physical eyes that merely see less than 1% of the overall spectrum of what is truly there, you are seeing the expression of your higher self. You are seeing how the cells and the vibrations and frequency within your soul self expresses itself in physical matter. So the cells within your body is the light code within you, and it's the cells and the other forms, the molecules, the plasma and so on, that creates that great beauty that you see with your physical eyes. Your physical eyes only allow you to see what your 3D mind and consciousness allows you to experience. Because within the mindset that you are now, that is why you see the things you do, and that is why and how you see the things you do. Everything within your world is all energy and vibration. Even though you see it within the physical form, vibration and atoms are vibrating and moving at such a velocity, such speed, that it creates the illusion that you see with your eyes that you are physical matter. But physical, there is no matter. The only thing that matters is vibration. Again, it's all down to perspective of your mind. The way you think and embark upon your path is how you create the reality you live within. So now I feel we are ready for your questions.
Thank you. That was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
You are
We will.
welcome.
Thank you. We'll ask the questions now. Julie Kindle, do you want to ask a question?
I ask who I'm speaking to.
Running deer.
Thank you, and thank you for coming. You actually answered my question about the soul and the physical body.
Know.
You know, yes. It's wonderful, thank you. So I really don't have a question because you answered it very eloquently, and I appreciate it.
Bless you, child.
Thank you.
It is nice to hear your voice. You are doing well. You are one that needs to learn to trust the abilities within you. And you are the one, a part of this group, at times needs to listen to your spirit team more than you do so, you understand?
Yes, I do. Thank you. I've just learned that recently.
Yes. You have the same problem as my conduit. It's called what you say, selective hearing.
Yes. Thank you.
God bless you. You will be fine. Your trance, it is blossoming beautifully as your guides just pass on a little bit of information to me to allow me to speak to you, to give you some insight into the path and the stage you are at now. You are going to go through some great changes within your spiritual development, and you will begin to come aware that your trance will change. You are struggling at the current time to go deeper, you understand?
Yes, I do.
But you know, practice makes perfect.
Yes.
Sit as much as you can, you know, in that time where there is peace and stillness within your physical environment of your home, and create the intention with your spirit team and allow them just to be present with you.
Yes,
and just allow it to just simply be.
Thank you.
I want to give you a rose.
Thank you.
The rose represents unconditional love, and the red within the rose is for your trance and for the energy centers you work with within your trance development.
Thank you very much.
That is fine.
Thank you, Running Deer. That was wonderful.
Yes, thank you.
Would you like to ask a question, Darlene?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining us this evening. Is it quite common for our trance guides to work with our vocal cords and our voice box while we're sleeping at night?
It depends what it is your spirit team wish to do with you. Yes, in your sleep state, we work upon you on multiples of levels, because as you know, when you are in your sleep state, you are in your true authentic self. You are in the spirit world, and that is when we are working upon your energy receptors within your body, your chakras, and your light body, and we are attuning the elements within you to allow the progression of your trance to manifest. Each and every one of you will develop at your own pace, and it's individual, because no trance medium is the same. Yes, you all go into trance, of course, but you all have your own unique way. The lovely Janine, who is supervising this session right now, she works her way, and you ladies also have your own way of working. The spirit world is infinite. We work with you on the basis of how your mind understands things, because there is no one greater than us that know you better than you know yourself. We understand how your mind works. So what I mean is your spirit team will understand how your mind works, and they will work with the way you think, and then we address it. This one that I communicate with and work through, he has his ways of thinking, and we have to align with that thought processes for him in order to understand the information that is coming forward, you see. But yes, we are doing work upon your voice box and other elements within your chakras in order for you to progress your development also. Please let go of fears. There is times for you also you lack trust. I think this at times is an overall problem for all those that are present here now, including my own conduit. You see, that was why I spoke about trust right at the beginning. We are here to guide and help you. We will never hinder you. We will never burden you. We will never trick you or fool you. As long as love and compassion is within your heart and mind, then you are good to go. You understand?
Yes, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Did you have anything else you wish to ask?
You all right, darling? Did you want to ask anything else?
No, yeah, I think I'm good. Thank you very much.
No, yeah, you're not sure.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Your inspiration is inspiring, Running Bear. It's beautiful. And we thank you for that.
Running deer.
Running Deer. Sorry, Running Bit. I got your name wrong. Apologies for that. Do you want to ask a question, Julie? Adriana?
Yes, thank you. And thank you, Running Deer, for allowing us this time. My question is, when spirits come through, when, say, I'm out shopping or in public places and actually move or levitate items to get my attention, are they using my energy, or are they just doing this so I know they're present? It's beginning
a little bit of both.
Okay, it's beginning to be a recurring on a regular basis. So what am I supposed to learn from this, or how do I work with this, or help me understand this for myself?
Well, your world is changing there. Your world is going from the 3D conscious mind into the 5D consciousness. The vibration and the consciousness of your planet is raising, it's ascending, it's speeding up, which allows the veil between the two worlds become thinner, which allows us to make it easier to interact within your physical world and interact with physical objects. Of course, we have been doing this for ions of time, but the way humanity has been within the past, there has been, you could say, a spiritual depression, so to speak, because, you know, there was a point in time where the humanity was very consciously awake. Your great ancestors, your Egyptians and the old ancestors, were fully aware of the spirit world and the universe, although they labeled or worded things as gods. But that was just the frame and the references they used within that time, because that was the understanding they were at. Back in the times of old, the beings upon your earth were physically moving large objects and placing them in other places. And over time, that become lost because the mind within humanity dropped. The vibration and the conscious awareness of the human mind, it depleted, so to speak. You lost your awareness because over time, you never connected with the etheric, and you never stayed in that awareness of your true spiritual being, and humanity forgot who they are. But now, over the last centuries or so, we have been working back towards this again now. where your world's consciousness and vibration and frequency is raising. The minds of humanity is unlocking doors within it and finding new realities. And humanity are witnessing these great phenomena where the spirit world can move things, can apport things, can dematerialize things, etc. Which, yes, we are doing these things to let you know that we are always with you. We find it fun at times when we move your objects and then you wonder where your car keys are, and we have a little giggle to ourselves at times. But you see, we do these things because we know sometimes you don't prepare yourselves, you rush. So we do things to, well, sometimes to aggravate, I suppose, because we also have a sense of humor too. And then we put them back, but they were always there. It's just that you couldn't see them because we changed its form. We changed it on a molecular level, and we changed the vibration within that object. And then when the time is right, we feel we've had enough fun and games, we place it back.
Wonderful.
So is the levitation also a frequency
Yes.
in the item? Okay.
Well, it's the frequency that we place around the item that allows it to levitate. We put the energy around the object that is lifting. It's the energy of the universe that is allowing that object to move. Each and every one of you could levitate if you fully understand how to work your electromagnetic field. But because you are not consciously aware and don't fully understand how to levitate yourself and project the energy below your feet and focus on it enough to allow your physical body to move upwards, that's why it's not possible for you to do it, because you don't know you can. Because the indoctrination and the lies that humanity has been fed for thousands of years by those that rule your world.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was beautiful. Thank you again. Does Sophie, do you want to ask a question?
Just had to get off mute, sorry. Hello.
Welcome.
Yeah, you're definitely someone I've wanted to meet. I feel like a bit like a fangirl. You might not understand fangirl, but fangirl it is. So,
I'm aware of some of the phrases you use because my conduit uses your hip terms, as you would say. I am aware of the term, as you say, groupie.
for the first time I ever spoke to your conduit and he saw my maiden guide, your picture was behind him as it is now. And I saw you, so I've had this connection, but I've never met you, so this is like fangirl. Anyway,
There's always one.
I am always the one. A lot of us are experiencing in 2020 experiences of visions that we never had before. Like almost like it's not our third eye, which is actually our first eye, it's our eyes. We're seeing things that we would not have seen. Is this is actually part of the ascension that we will see things like with our eyes, our physical eyes, and we will come to understand that as normal.
I think you are referring to with the conversations you have had in my conduit in the past, where you are seeing your physical world slightly different to what you are used to. Because your conscious awareness is changing, it's growing, and you are entering your mind into the fifth dimension consciously. You are beginning to see the makeup of the matrix. You are seeing behind the veil, so to speak. You are seeing behind the physical element of what is. And you are seeing the vibrations and the true forms of things. The visions and things that you see are put into your awareness to allow you to have glimpses of truth that you need to grasp, glimpses of truth that you need to understand. Remember, truth is perspective, and obviously also at times, it's observational. Truth is observational. But you see, but all of you now could look at the same thing, but you will all see it differently. And that is because of your perspectives. That is because of your understandings. That is because you all have different points of awareness. You could all look out your window if you're in the same place, and you could all look out the window and look at the same scenery, but you would all see it slightly different. And that is because of your perspective and your awareness. So some of you tune into different elements of what is there. You see? Or maybe not see.
No, I understand it's the perspective. So it's the awareness. If you have the awareness, then it can become clear to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that and I understand.
My pleasure.
Thank you for your beautiful knowledge. It was absolutely wonderful. Could I ask a question, if that would be okay?
Yes.
I had a situation the last couple of days when I've been in trance. I've been aware of my guides speaking, but I've also been taken and transported to another place in time, and hearing my guides speak to me in that time and place at the same time as they're speaking. Could you explain to me more about this? Because it's new ground for me.
Well, what you're experiencing my conduit at the current point of awareness does not, because obviously your development is more, we could say just simply, it's more advanced than this one at the moment. The way you work is obviously different to this one, but yes, there is times where you can go into trance and we place you into a different point of awareness, and you can see yourself in another reality. But that's in part of how we detach the Janine out of the way so her guide Richard and Alice can speak. My conduit was talking earlier with Sophie about his mentor, where his mentor, when he went into trance, the mentor he would see himself at either side of the room, and he would be looking back at his physical self in trance. You see, you are all different. You all work differently. It's how it's how your spirit team find the best way to move your conscious mind out of the way.
Yeah.
You see? So if we feel it's best to move Janine into another reality as you placed it, then so be it. That's the way it works for you.
Yeah. That's
But
interesting.
my conduit is not aware that he is somewhere else. He can hear what I am saying now, although his mind is somewhere within the background. He can hear what I am saying, he can hear what you are saying, but when
Yeah.
he's time for him to come back and you ask him what he said, he won't know
Yeah.
because it's not his awareness. The same with you, my child. When
Yeah.
you go into your trance and you bring through your philosophies and your wisdom too from your helpers, you don't remember what they say until your spirit team plays flashbacks within the mind, because there will come times when you sit and you blend with your helpers and we speak in trance like what is happening now. And then when you come back into your conscious awareness and into your physical state, into your awakened state, over a period of time, you will get snippets of seconds of memory, so to speak, of what it is we are discussing.
Mm.
But you won't understand the full context, or you won't remember the full context, because you're not simply meant to.
Yeah.
Because you have to be out of the way in order for trance to happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's incredible. Thank you so much. You've answered so many questions for me today. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
How's Spencer getting on at the moment? Is it okay to ask more questions?
We are good to go.
Okay then, thank you. Does anybody want to put their hand up if they want to ask a question? I like that one. That's a good one.
When you tell this one that I came through with a slight sense of humor today, you will be shocked. In fact, he is only aware of one occasion where a few years ago, when we were developing his trance and we were working with his circle, and I was there and I was speaking to his group, and I made a comical reference, and when he returned, they were surprised that I had a slight sense of humor. Well, I have my moments.
We like your personality. We think it's wonderful. Did anybody want to ask a question? Oh, Julie, yeah. Oh, is she pressing the button?
Oop. Yes, thank you. Running Deer, do you have any words for my spiritual path or any guidance that from my guides?
You should be becoming aware that there is new energy around you. There is a new helper waiting in the background to work with you. Do you understand? Are you aware of a new member of your team?
Yes, I am.
At least I got something right.
Yes.
Well, I am aware that the new helper will, in time, in the next coming weeks, will begin to work with you and make an appearance. It may be a sudden appearance like this one tonight, thought he was going to bring the old man through the Mandarin, Zhao Li. But then, of course, we changed it. You see, the trick is expect nothing. Come into what you do without expectation.
Thank you.
And then the universe can surprise you. Because we
Perfect.
like surprises. But yes, your pathway is blossoming. And this new helper of yours is waiting patiently within the background to come through and say their words and their truth.
Thank you.
Be excited.
Looking forward to meeting them. Yeah.
Again, trust.
Thank you.
My pleasure. I feel now is the time to step back from this one as his energy is starting to become depleted.
Yeah.
And this is the first time in a while that he has sat for this length of time. And we want him to recover well.
Mm-hmm.
Because this one takes a long time to wind down when he works with the spirit world. His mind is a chatterbox, you know. But you know, each and every one of you will experience things differently. You could do your private readings, your trance, your demonstrations within your church establishments and so on. And you all have your own individual way of winding down. And some of you will take slightly longer than others, you see. Because obviously when you've worked with the spirit, it lifts your soul, it lifts your vibration, it makes you feel good because you've done something marvelous. You've done something through compassion. You've done something through unconditional love. And you know that service that you have provided for those who are in the environment have took something beneficial from you. You have proved that life is truly eternal. And you see, because that is precisely what it is. Everything is eternal. Obviously, your physical embodiment is temporary. Your soul is eternal. There is no time with your soul. It will continue to evolve and evolve and evolve. There is no beginning, there is no end.
Thank you so much for your knowledge tonight. It was absolutely beautiful. And thank you for your time. Thank you.
My pleasure. So for now, I will depart this vessel and I will allow him to speak to you soon.
God bless you.
God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Morning.
Morning. That was amazing. That was like mind-blowing.
Spencer, I predicted the right guide.
Yeah. Was it running deer then?
Yeah, I predicted the right guide. I feel absolutely special right now. My ego's right in the way right now. My ego's going, hey. Hey. My ego's flying right now. I knew he was going to come through. I feel like a fangirl. Hey.
I'm a fangirl now as well. I'm a fan of yours. I mean, your guide's amazing, Spencer. Honestly, you were flowing. So much knowledge, so much information, wasn't there, everyone? It was just
It's
incredible.
It's beautiful.
How long were out for, do you know?
Oh, about 45 minutes?
Almost an hour. It's 3:45 and we started at quarter.
Yeah.
Remember I said I had an hour, so yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, Spencer. I asked your guide something telepathic. I can't spell it or say it. Telepathy, somebody say it for me. Anyway, they answered it very eloquently about the soul and the physical.
Right.
Yes, and what's really amazing is I sat with Janine yesterday, And a lot of what your guide said was a lot similar to what Richard was saying when we were saying for development yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. It was like validation.
Good. What did he talk about?
Oh, so much, wasn't there? It was
A
just
lot about the soul.
So much depth. There was so much
I
depth.
think you have to put this on YouTube so we can watch it again.
there was,
I'll upload it to Facebook, to the groups.
yeah. There was just so much knowledge there. There was just so much, wasn't there? I mean, we begin to start where what's what he's talking about. You'd have to look back, but there's just so much knowledge, so much wisdom, and he answered the questions so clearly and precisely, and it's just amazing.
And he said facets of our soul are in other places. Of course, he used words of, better words than what I'm saying, but he did, and it was pretty cool.